Good morning, friends. Hello, hello. Hope you are well this morning, that, and that you are managing to keep warm and things still don't quite find their way into as warm as we would hope this time of year. Everything is behind. I just was just checking out Parsons Preserve over in North Dartmouth. If you've never been there, it's an amazing display of daffodils. Um, and they have the daffodil cam, the daffodil watch. Still no daffodils. They're thoroughly behind in terms of the blossoms of the year, with as chilly as it's been. But we have the promise of that which is to come. Warmth is coming, even though we may not know it. Good things are finding their way, even though we still wonder how it's going to happen or when it's going to come. This is, after all, Eastertide, where we have to contend with what it means for this world to have the resurrected Christ in it. Hey, good morning, John. How are you? Hope you're doing great. Karen, good morning. Hello. Hope you're having a great day. Hope it's a little warmer down there in the Nutmeg State. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. A couple more folks coming along, and we'll get going this morning. Sorry to miss yesterday. I had kind of a last minute memorial and offering to raise up one of the saints, and actually it was a couple. They were being memorialized. They had spent 60 years together, and very beautiful. So spring cleaning, nice. So come to my house. Hey, Vicky, good morning to you. Hope you're great. Good morning, friends. Good morning. All right, let's get going this morning. It is the 9th day of April on this Thursday at 11:11, and I'm glad you're a part of the journey. Know that there is goodness in your day. That Jesus in the Gospel of Luke is recorded as saying these teachings about the lamp. Now, the lampstand comes up in a few of the different Gospels. You are a light to the world sort of thing. But in Luke, the lampstand and the lamp and you being the light of the world takes a little bit of a different twist. And I want to talk about it today because I think it may be part of our task in these days. So this is from the Gospel of Luke, the Good Physicians. Hey, Deb, good to see you here. No one lights a lamp and then hides it or puts it under a basket. Instead, he puts it in a lampstand, and that gives light to the whole room. Your eye is a lamp for your body. A pure eye lets sunshine into your soul. An evil eye shuts out light and plunges you into darkness. Make sure that the light you think you have is not really darkness. That you think you have is not really darkness. If you are filled with light, with no dark corners, then your whole life will be radiant, as though a floodlight is shining through you. I love that image, that we might be a floodlight, that every room we enter everybody there might just see the light of Christ shining through us, that there's this way of understanding ourselves as the light in the room. And all of the things that keep us from that, all of our fears that what are people going to think if I'm this way? Our anxieties of how will I get through if I present myself and if I let my light shine? What will this mean for me and mine? All of the things that will hold us. How will we stay safe in such an environment where we would let the light of Christ shine through us like a floodlight? And I think it's kind of, and that the shining of light is is permission giving for each other too. There's this way in which, if you're in the presence of somebody who's kind of who is that, we are invited into that a little more, aren't we? That is a thing that happens. And I got thinking about this because I was looking at the world right now in terms of where we are in this chilly season. So one of my favorite things to do in spring is force forsythia. So you try to say that 10 times fast. So so if you don't know, forsythia, this is forsythia. This is what they look like. So there's a little forsythia, and up there, yeah. So these are buds that have been set they set in late winter, actually. Those buds right here, all of these buds that are flowers, they were set in late winter. They were set. They grew and they were ready to go. They were ready to pop. But they still haven't popped yet. And the reason that all these buds that you see on here are closed up and shut up tight is because there is no warmth and there is not enough light. That's their condition. They are waiting for this hour to come in which they will burst forth in color. And the fun part about forcing forsythia is that when you do so, this is what you get. That when you cut this branch and you bring it inside and you give it a little water and you give it a little warmth and you give it a little more light, what you discover is that it blossoms with beauty and with life. That it explodes, in fact, with beauty and light. It becomes, dare I say, a floodlight of beauty and light. That it dresses, that nothing, I think, because of when the forsythia come, that we've been staring at gray and ugly for so long, and that these little flowers have a way of declaring, well, to me, they declare the very resurrection itself. That this dead stick right here, that looks like nothing, looks like death, looks like something you'd throw in the fire, will turn into that with just a little bit of warmth and light. Friends, I think this is the human condition, and I think it's our condition right now. I think it's actually our condition of everybody that you meet in the world as you're moving through it right now. Every single person, there is such a chill, there's such coldness, there's such a way in which the difficulties around us are filled sometimes with this kind of a environment of coolness that we might encounter somebody that doesn't agree with us, or that we have to have a different opinion of, or all the things that come into our lives, and that most of us, maybe even all of us, are simply waiting for a little bit of warmth and a little bit of light and a little bit of water, truth, to go from this to this. That we're to go from, and that we're so conditioned to, like this gospel passage says, to be careful to see if the eye that we're looking out of, that we think is light, may be filled with darkness. That our ability to look for the bad things in the people that we encounter, to look for the things that are other, that are different, that aren't the things that are going to bring them alive. Our ability to and often for good reasons. This is not to say that we shouldn't discern and we shouldn't have judgment, but those things are given to us for very good reasons to maintain, to guard our heart, to keep us safe in places that we need to do it. And at the same time, what nearly every one of us needs is a little bit of light and a little bit of warmth in this time. It is my true and genuine hope that that's what church is. It's the one thing that if you want to know what I'm trying to build in my pastorate, it shouldn't be a mystery at this point. We've been doing this for a while. But if you want to know what I'm trying to build in these little 11:11 talks, if you want to know, is I'm trying to encourage, cajole, and hope for, hold up, and nudge forward, whatever way in which it happens, to bring forth a little bit of warmth and a little bit of light, so that your soul and the souls, and that when you do it, the world does it, your soul might go from this state closed up of waiting for warmth and might receive just a little bit of it, so that you might bring some blossom. Friends, we're born to blossom. We're born to blossom. One of the best pieces of advice I ever got in the Army chaplaincy, an old chaplain took me aside early on, and he said it to everybody. I wasn't special, but he said this. He said, the key to success in the Army chaplaincy is blooming where you're planted. The Army's going to send you places that are awful. The Army's going to send you places that you do not desire. The Army's going to send you places that are really hell on earth sometimes. And that the job of the chaplain in those places is to bloom, is to bring life and light and warmth to a place that doesn't have it, to a place in which the environment itself is cold and difficult and dark. Now that's a bold task for a chaplain, and if you can pull it off every once in a while, that's awesome. But I think it's the call of every one of us who declares who has a declaration of faith in this world. I think it's and I think it's actually our natural state. Our natural state is to see the world in such a way of where can we shine light next? Where can we be that floodlight of Christ's love and grace into the world? Where can we be? Because really, we are the light of the world, and we are lamps, and we are made to sit and to be placed on a lampstand. Friends, it's my hope in these days, and it's my hope in this day, that maybe if you have the chance, go out and find some forsythia. This is what they look like, and maybe you can bring them in and give them a little bit of warmth, and give them a little bit of light, and a little bit of water, and with a little bit of light and a little bit of nourishment, they can be transformed in this, and from a dead stick to a brilliant, beautiful light. Buds that were laid down in winter time are waiting to blossom all around you. People that are locked in coldness, that are locked in an environment that they cannot escape in themselves, are waiting for you to bring them just a little bit of warmth, just a little bit of encouragement, just a little bit of love, just a little bit of kindness, and that in that they just might blossom for you. And that when they do, you will be the floodlight of heaven. And when they do, the world will be richer for it. This is my hope for all of you today. We are on to Eastertide. We are contemplating this journey. On Sunday, we're taking up the task of doubting Thomas. That we're going to look at Thomas and see what he has to say as he pokes at Jesus's wounds and has something to discover in them. All right, friends, go forth and bloom where you are planted. May God's love and God's grace, may you know the light of Christ shining upon you. May you know its warmth radiating within your soul, and that in doing so, may you be the floodlight of heaven, being able to offer light and warmth and nourishment to those around you, that they may bloom as well. Peace and grace to you, my friends, and we'll pick it up next week with another 11:11.